What's up, my people? This is ShowBizz, the adult. All right, man, look. Where you at? Fantasy fights. Uh-huh. Oops. All right, man, look. Okay. I've received this question time and time again. I'm going to answer it as quickly as possible. And I've received another question, and I'm just going to really wrap it up. The first question is, Terrence Crawford versus Floyd Mayweather in a fantasy bout. Crawford. You may think that is one heck of a fight. It all depends on how much you respect Terrence Crawford, how much you respect Floyd Mayweather. I want to say this. It's sad, but we haven't really seen enough of Terrence Crawford to know how he would do against a Floyd Mayweather. If you look at his level of opposition, Floyd Mayweather has faced way higher opposition. That's obvious, okay? If you look at Terrence Crawford's size and skills, I think Terrence Crawford, he's a naturally bigger man than Floyd Mayweather, but we've seen Floyd Mayweather fight bigger men. The reason why I say it's a sad thing that you haven't really seen Terrence Crawford tested the way you saw Floyd Mayweather tested. Terrence Crawford, how old is he? He's knocking on his mid-30s now, so his prime is really escaping him, which is why we are so really bent on seeing Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford. But let's talk about Terrence Crawford versus Floyd Mayweather. Look, you ain't going to have anyone on your resume that reminds you of Floyd Mayweather. You're not, okay? But you can have fighters that you can, kind of mesh together and say maybe that's a Terrence Crawford type. But I'm going to say this. I saw Terrence Crawford show weaknesses against hand speed. I've seen him show weaknesses against a good jab. People often forget or maybe don't really consider the issues Terrence Crawford actually had against Benavidez at the beginning. It was looking weird. And Terrence Crawford, what makes him a great fighter, and I mean great, what makes him a great fighter is the fact that he adapts. He's able to adapt just like any great fighter will. Benavidez was actually beating Terrence Crawford with a jab. He was making things difficult with a jab. Now, if you love Terrence Crawford, you're going to say, whatever. But if you're a purist, a boxing fan, you saw that. Terrence Crawford began to walk him down, took the fight to him, a la Errol Spence against Kell Brook. That's what you do, a la Sugar Ray Leonard against Tommy Hearns. That's what you do. That goes to how good Terrence Crawford is. But you did see a flaw with how Terrence Crawford was having trouble with Benavidez's jab. With that being said, Floyd Mayweather will take advantage of a great jab. Floyd Mayweather is going to be hard to hit. Floyd Mayweather is far slicker than Terrence Crawford. The right hand, I don't see Terrence Crawford getting away from it. I know he's slick, but he hasn't shown the type of defense to get away from that very sharp, very accurate, very fast right hand from Floyd Mayweather. I see Terrence Crawford getting frustrated because he can't outbox Floyd Mayweather, and I see Terrence Crawford trying to take the fight to Floyd Mayweather, but Floyd Mayweather is working in his benefit. Floyd Mayweather start really countering him, start really rolling the shoulder. I got Floyd Mayweather beating him unanimous decision. I really do. I think Terrence Crawford is a great fighter, but Floyd Mayweather is just on another level. Okay, if you hate Floyd Mayweather or love him, that's just the case. All right, you've seen Floyd Mayweather go up against guys like Diego Corrales, guys with great hand speed like Zab Judah. I'm telling you, Floyd Mayweather, a good hand speed like Sugar Shane Mosley, power like Oscar De La Hoya and Cotto and Manny Pacquiao. Look, let me tell you something. Floyd Mayweather beats this man, and he beats him pretty good. Now, I have heard Floyd Mayweather, Roger, or maybe Floyd Sr., I think it was, say that Vernon Forrest would have given Floyd Mayweather trouble. I understand that. And I think Terrence Crawford will initially give him some kind of a temporary trouble at the beginning. And Vernon Forrest, he's a different type of fighter than Terrence Crawford. I can kind of see how that can pose a problem for Floyd Mayweather a bit, but who knows? That fight didn't happen. And rip to Vernon Forrest. What an amazing fighter he was. And an amazing man. But as far as Floyd Mayweather and Terrence Crawford, Floyd Mayweather, he beats him pretty good around the second half of the fight, and he beats him unanimous decision. Now let's talk about Deontay Wilder. I hear many times say, who'll win between Deontay Wilder and David Tua, Deontay Wilder and Lennox Lewis, Deontay Wilder and Riddick Bowe, Deontay Wilder and Mike Tyson, Deontay Wilder, Evander Holyfield, Deontay Wilder and Joe Frazier. Let me tell you something. Deontay Wilder, he beats none of those guys. Deontay Wilder is a great fighter right now, and I like Deontay Wilder. I'm a huge fan. But he doesn't beat none of those guys, and let me tell you why. Deontay Wilder, he doesn't have a strong technical foundation. He has a great right hand and great athleticism, and that gets him by today. But many of you do not understand how weak the heavyweight division is today when you compare it to the heavyweights in the 90s and 70s. What you're talking about when you say Deontay Wilder against Joe Frazier is you're talking about Joe Frazier. You're talking about a guy who beat Benavidez and beat Muhammad Ali. You're talking about Joe Frazier. When you're talking about him against Riddick Bowe, what Riddick Bowe was doing in the 90s, beating Evander Holyfield, what he was doing in the 90s, Riddick Bowe, he had a strong foundation, man. Lennox Lewis, a strong technical background on top of power. The reason why Deontay Wilder looked so odd, the reason why that fight was so close between him and Tyson Fury, and I give Tyson Fury the nod. But the reason why it was so close is because Tyson Fury was far more technically sound than Deontay Wilder. But truth be told, Tyson Fury, he wouldn't beat Riddick Bowe. Tyson Fury, he wouldn't beat Joe Frazier. Joe Frazier would be ducking under Tyson Fury and ripping him. If you think Adam Wilder busted his eye, what do you think Joe Frazier would do? Mike Tyson, that's not even a comparison. Mike Tyson against either one of those guys. Mike Tyson against Deontay Wilder, please. That'll be one of those fights where there was another guy who went out in 2 rounds. But a lot of you don't understand it. You didn't live through it. It's just like my mother told me. I asked my mother, when we used to compare Mike Tyson against Joe Frazier, my mother said, yeah, you live with Mike Tyson. You see Mike Tyson. But look, sons, I seen them both. I lived through them both. My oldest brother said the same thing about LeBron James and Jordan. I understand that you love LeBron James, but I lived through them both. Forget highlights. Highlights don't show you their career. They're highlights. Highlights, we've seen the ups and downs. We were there live, just like you're there live with Deontay Wilder, talking about how great he is. Look, 20 years down the road, your kids are going to be like, Deontay Wilder sucked. That's what happens. The next generation don't appreciate the generation from the past, but the generation from the past seen them both, and they know better. Muhammad Ali would destroy Deontay. He would have a ball with him. Forget size. When you're talking about size, size doesn't matter. Anything north of 210 pounds, anything around there would beat Deontay Wilder if he's a great fighter. We've seen Joe Louis float around there. Joe Louis would destroy Deontay Wilder. And really, forget size, Deontay Wilder, he has fought at 212, 218 himself. Deontay Wilder is showing you that if you're lighter, you can actually destroy a lot of these big super heavyweights. Because if you're lighter, you have more mobility in your feet. You can move around. You can give yourself better angles. You saw what James Toney was doing when James Toney was fighting the weakest era in heavyweight division ever. When he was fighting those big super heavyweights, how can this small man with small hands, small feet, shoulder roll his way into giving these heavyweights hell? You saw what Bird was doing back then. Look, Deontay Wilder being lighter gives him an advantage. And that lets you know that what these guys would do. Look, Rocky Marciano, decent fight for Deontay Wilder, maybe. Rocky Marciano will break Deontay Wilder down. Now, Deontay Wilder is still learning, in my opinion. Like I said, I'm putting all my chips on Mark Breeland. If Mark Breeland does his job well, which I think he will, an Olympian, okay? If he does his job well, give him a better foundation. Have him throw an uppercut. Have him create space better. Have him set up the right hand with the jab. The reason why he didn't knock out Tyson Fury is a lack of foundation. If he was setting Tyson Fury up with the jab, shooting a jab. Think about what Lennox Lewis would have done against Tyson Fury. I love Tyson Fury. I love Deontay Wilder, but just being a purist and looking at it, if Lennox Lewis was just jabbing his head where he wanted it to go and landed that right hand, Tyson Fury would definitely be out. Hey, look, the reason why Deontay Wilder didn't finish Tyson Fury in the 12th round, Tyson Fury was completely asleep. The fact that Deontay Wilder couldn't finish him after that it shows it's a knock towards Deontay Wilder, not a knock towards the ref, not a knock towards anybody else. The fact that Deontay Wilder couldn't finish that man lets you know he's not technically sound enough. So forget all those fantasy matchups between Deontay Wilder, Lennox Lewis, and Riddick Bowe, and Evander Holyfield. Mike Tyson, Frazier, George Foreman. Forget about it. ShowBizz the dope. It is what it is. Deontay Wilder is a great fighter right now. And I'm willing to say this. The more I see that guy may have the best single punch I've ever seen. But what does that mean when you can't hit somebody? I'm out.